Okay, so looking at this problem, I don't need you guys to write down fully the whole problem. I'm just going to show you, looking at the problem, how do we set it up. Now for this ratio problem solving, the key is our organization. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it. So we're going to start off and we're going to make a table, all right? It says, to make purple paint, you mix 2 gallons of red paint with 3 gallons of blue paint. So the organization is key. We have red paint, so I'm going to label it red. And we have blue paint, so I'm going to label it blue. So if you can make sure you're making this table with me, please. You don't have to write out the problem, but I want you to make the table so you can look back and see. The ratio of red paint to blue paint, 2 goes with the red, so organizing 2 with the red, and 3 goes with the blue. The next key in the organization is recognizing I have 8 gallons of red. So under red, I'm going to have 8 be my next number. This is the hardest part, I believe, is setting this up. Saying 2 goes with the red, 3 goes with the blue, and then 8 goes with the red. Once I organize this, then we can figure out. The question's asking how many gallons of blue paint. That's going to be this open spot right here. That's why you have an opening. So, have to figure out how do I get from 2 to 8. Jada? Okay, so let me catch up, because this is another way you could do this and this would work. So she said, okay, the next thing would be 4 to 6. I add 2, I add 3. All right? 6 to 9, add 2, add 3. 8 to 12. I'm at 8, so we know the answer is going to be 12. This is one way you could do it. And with a lot of these problems, it's going to work fine. So this is a strategy that you should have in your back pocket. However, sometimes we're going to get really big numbers. Like what if this was 80? Then we're not going to want to keep making it go out and out and out and out and out until we got all the way to 80, right? It would take a long time. So if it's a larger number or you just want to do it, I can say, how do I get from 2 to 8? Well, if I don't know, I do 8 divided by 2. Yeah. That means I'm going to have 4 sets of it. And if you look, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 sets, right? So times 4. And then what I have to do here is also multiply by 4. So 3 times 4 makes 12. And this, again, this should be being written down so you have this to look back at. So my answer, and I think looking back at the test, one of the things we need to improve upon is labeling our answers. So we're going to say 12 gallons of blue paint. It's important, I think, just as a person to make sure you're doing, 120%, making sure you're giving your best effort and everything. A different strategy, maybe for you, the tables aren't something that you really like. So I'm going to show you a different strategy. I'm not going to make you keep writing this down, but I want you to write this one down for me so you have at least an example of it. So we have red paint and blue paint. This is called a tape diagram. And a tape diagram is similar to a table, but it's more of a visual representation of what's happening. So red is 2. So I'm going to take 2 boxes and outline them, because there's 2 parts that are red. And you guys would just draw 2 boxes connected to each other. For blue is 3, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to draw out 3 boxes. You would draw 3 little boxes. Now notice that the first 2 boxes are the same length, because in a tape diagram, every single piece is equal to the other pieces. Then it tells me the red is equal to 8. So I take the 8 and I split it between these 2 boxes. So I'm doing 8 divided by 2, which we know is 4, and it means every box is going to be worth 4. So in this case, I have 4 times 3 to give me 12. Either one of these ways is going to work fine. You just have to make sure you know how to set it up. Some of you guys are going to like the table. Some of you guys like the tape diagram. I'm not going to force you one way or the other. You can choose which way you want to do. Okay? Let's look at the next problem. Ratio of pretzels to corn chips is 4 to 5. How many corn chips will there be if you're 20 pretzels? Organization is the key. Pretzels are first, so that's going to go with the first number. So I'm going to say pretzels and corn chips is 4 to 5. Pretzels is the first word, so it goes with the first number. Again, yes, I want you to make either the tape diagram or the table from here forward. So you need to make one of them. Whatever way you're saying you like, that's what you need to put in your notes. 4 to 5. And then it says, how many corn chips? So that's what my question is. That's what it's asking me if there are 20 pretzels. So under pretzels, I'm going to put 20. And yes, we could use Jada's strategy of 4 to 5 and then 8 to 10. I could use that and I could get there. All right? But if I didn't want to do the addition way, which you can, it's fine, I'd have to find the link between 4 and 20. How do I get from 4 to 20? Brody? 20 divided by 4 is 5. So that means it's 4 times 5 to get to 20. So what's the next step? Chris?
Times divided by 5 also.
Multiply by 5. 5 times 5 means 25. So I have 25 corn chips. If I did a tape diagram, again, if you like it, write it down. If you don't, just give me your attention so you can see it and you can learn it, because you might see it later on where you have to read one. So we have pretzels and we have corn chips. So pretzels is the 4, so I'm going to take 4 boxes. And the corn chips is 5. So I'm going to take 5 boxes. Then it says pretzels is equal to 20. So just like Brody said, this is 20 split up between 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. Means each box is worth 5. All of the boxes are worth 5. And we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So my corn chips is worth 25. Questions from anybody so far? All right, we're going to look at one more example, and then the notes will be done. All right? This one is a shift a little bit. Organization for us is key. This time we have the ratio of boys to girls in the classroom is 2 to 3. Boys is first, so that goes with the 2. How many boys would there be in a class of 25 students? I'm going to set it up like this because it really doesn't matter if I do it vertically or horizontally. Whatever way works for you is fine. So we have 2 boys to 3 girls. Then it says how many boys, so how many boys is our question, would there be in a class of 25 students? You think the 25 would go under the boys or the girls? Adam? What? You're right, but I got to know what I need to divide by. Yeah? It says students, so I'm going to make a third column that's about the students. Okay? So 2 boys and 3 girls makes how many students? Yeah? 5. 2 boys plus 3 girls is 5 students. So now that I have the organization, where would my 25 students go? Tina, where do you think the 25 students would go? Underneath the what? Underneath the students, right? Because they're students. So how do I get from 5 to 25? Times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. 3 times 5 is 15. And 2 times 5 is 10. Just to double check, 10 plus 15 makes 25. So we're good. So my answer, 10 boys. Last little piece, if I did a tape diagram, we have boys and girls. Said 2 boys, so I got 2 boxes for the boys, 3 girls, so I got 3 boxes for the girls. Then it says that makes 25 students. So together the boys and the girls make 25. So here I'm doing 25 divided by 5 because there's 5 boxes I'm splitting it up, which is going to be 5 for each box. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so we know it works. And my answer here is 10 boys. Questions from anybody?